Raptors get blown away in the third quarter. Some individual performances and some mistakes don't go their way. We're going to break it all down for you as the Raptors lose to the Celtics in the post-game show. So the Raptors lose this one by 6 points. Had a really good first, second, and fourth quarter. Third quarter, which has been a bit of our demise at times this season, comes true again here. Raptors lose by 6. The Celtics outscore us 35-18 in the third. Jason Tatum scores 17 on his own in the third quarter, one behind the Raptors total. Jason Tatum looking like the MVP so far this season. He looked like it in this game. Celtics, the best team in the NBA by, I would say, a wide margin right now. They are on pace to not only have the best offensive rating in NBA history, they're on pace to shatter the record for the best offensive rating in NBA history. They're around 120 points per 100 possession, which is just absurd numbers when you think about, like, just absolutely absurd numbers when you consider it. And in this game here, the Raptors, they were down 8, then they were up by 9, and the Celtics took a big lead, and they pretty much rode that throughout the rest of the game. Raptors made it really interesting late, but some easy mistakes really are our demise here. I think the biggest thing about this game is that you get a really bad night from Fred VanVleet once again. It's becoming quite a theme here. Fred just doesn't give you anything offensively from a shooting standpoint, and you really, really needed that today. Part of the reason why the Celtics were so good in this third quarter was the fact that they were clogging up the paint, making it insanely difficult for Siakam to get his buckets. Now, he's Pascal Siakam. He's going to get his buckets anyways, but not everybody can fight through that like Pascal. We really needed to have the floor open up, and we just weren't getting that. Like, VanVleet wasn't hitting his shots. Barnes wasn't hitting his threes today. OG wasn't hitting his threes today. You get a good game from Gary Trent Jr., who I felt was largely underutilized in that third quarter because he was actually 3 for 3 from 3 in this game. But again, not utilized in that rough stretch in the third quarter. I thought he wasn't played as many minutes as he probably should have been played. But despite all of that stuff, despite all of that, the Raptors played a great offensive game. And it comes down to the Raptors in the clutch. I mean, we fought back really well, fought back really admirably, but some key plays. We have a fast break where Siakam passes to OG and it goes through his hands. Would have been an easy 2. Instead, it's a turnover. Gary Trent does really well to free himself up for an open layup and just burns the wide open layup. Another pass where the Raptors were down by 5. They get a steal, outlet to OG, and he mishandles a pass. It's out of bounds. It's another turnover where you could have made it a one-possession game with 30 seconds to go. And there was also like a missed free throw by Siakam late. Like, that just really could have done a lot to chip into this lead. And ultimately, the Raptors, as we are, 116-110 losers. Raptors were actually very marginal favorites going into this game. Celtics did not have Horford and Brogdon, who are important players to this team. Raptors did not have Achua or Otto Porter, but they don't affect the spread as Horford or Brogdon certainly would for the Celtics team. But they're the best team in this league. Big reason why is Tatum. Another big reason why is Jaylen Brown. And you could absolutely see why today. Yeah, they put up 116 points. They did so quite efficiently as well. I didn't think our defense was that bad. I think start of the third quarter, was it start of the fourth? There was a pocket of play. I think it was start of the fourth where like Luke Cornett was just getting wide open at the rim every possession. Thaddeus Young was playing as a center, not doing a very good job at doing that, and they were exposing us. But ultimately, most of this game, there was a lot of really impressive plays with the Celtics. Like Marcus Smart goes 4 for 8 from 3. I think all 4 of those made threes. He had Raptors players draped all over him. Tatum goes 5 for 10 from 3. There's some really tough shots in the 11 for 24 performance that he has. Like there's 1 3 where Koloko is right on him, both hands up in his face. Tatum fades away to the side, like way off balance, still hits the 3. Just sometimes you have to hold up your hands and say, hey, what a fucking shot, man. But ultimately, like the offense was largely fine. You got a bad night from Fred, as I mentioned. Defense was largely fine. You come into the best team in the NBA, and they make you pay. You make those mistakes late, they make you pay. You get a bad game from one of your key floor spacers, maybe your key floor spacer in Fred, and this team, again, is going to make you pay. The interior defense at times was bad, and again, they go on the run, and then they're good enough to keep that lead here. We'll go to the box score now to kind of further supplement my thoughts here. So Tatum goes 11 for 24 with 31 points, as I said. They get a really good Blake Griffin game, and this guy hasn't played basketball since the 28th, so that's a bit annoying. 8 rebounds. Frustrating to see that. Jaylen Brown, who I thought we defended quite well mostly, is 22, 8, and 8. Just like really good players affecting the game here. Tatum had 11 points at half. We were defending him really well. And then my pick for MVP, Tatum, right now just really turned it on. They get production for their bench as well. Going to the Raptors side of things, another outstanding night from Siakam. 9 for 20 with 29 points. Outstanding. Koloko, good first half defensively. Not quite the same second half. OG, you get a lesser game. He didn't shoot the ball much second half. He got the ball plenty. He was 1 for 5 from 3. We needed a bit more there. But defense as good as ever. You try to get other guys to bail you out like Fred. You didn't get that. You get a really good game from Scotty Barnes. Again, though, really good to see. Quietly had 21, 7, and 4. Only 3 turnovers, which all occurred in the first half. So positivity coming from the Scotty Barnes side of things. VanVleet's where you really have a problem right now. Not hitting his shots. 1 for 6 from 3. Only the 1 turnover, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, but he's a minus 12, the worst on the Raptors. If you get any sort of real threat from 3 for him tonight, maybe you go on and win this game. So that's a frustrating side of it. Now, does that make Fred a bad player? No. We had Scotty Barnes in a rut. Does that mean we trade him? No. Does that mean he's a bad player? No. Start of the season, we had OG and Anunoby struggling. Does that make him a bad player? No. Did that make a bad player? No. And OG recently has looked like a fucking NBA All-Star candidate. So Fred is in a rut. That doesn't mean trade him. That doesn't mean buy him out because we're better just having nobody there instead of Fred. I mean, he's in a slump. And he's an important player to this team. And he showcased a lot of his importance today defensively. Offensively, you got a really bad game again. Last 4 games, you've been getting really tough shooting nights from Fred. And that needs to change. And I'm sure he's going to be the first player to admit that. I don't know why I have to constantly go out of my way to tell you guys that good players can have bad games. I don't know why I always have to do this, but it seems I do because it's just always incredibly reactionary. And the comments under this post-game show are going to be fucking ridiculous. I can already guarantee that. And it's going to be somewhere I don't want to look because it's just going to be super negative on a player that is obviously very important to what this team does. In a slump, he's going to be better. We've seen him at his best this season. We know what he can do. I got an all-star jersey here for a reason. He's been an all-star. He's gotten a finals MVP vote. And even this season, we've seen him get 30 points in 3 straight games where he's lighting it up, shooting the ball well. You're not getting it right now. And that needs to be better. But he's still a good player. But we're holding him accountable for another bad game. On the bench, Trent gives you a great game in only 26 minutes. Again, felt like he was underutilized. Really underutilized in that third quarter specifically. Boucher and Thad chip in here or there, but ultimately, the Celtics proved a little bit too much to handle. Team stats side of it, they shoot the ball well. They limit our offensive rebounding. We get 12, but they win the rebound battle. The Raptors, honestly, have a good game. They shoot the ball well. 46 and 36 is fine. They just shoot a little bit better. And they get more shots down, more field goals, more field goal attempts. Raptors rely heavily on those extra possessions the Celtics did not afford us tonight. We even go to the line a lot. Granted, we could have scored a bit more. 30 free throws. A lot went well here. Genuinely, a lot went well for the Raptors. We committed too many turnovers. We commit more than them, which was a bit annoying, but a lot goes well here. Obviously, we want to be up there with the best in the Eastern Conference, but we're playing a really good team. We played a really good team today. They are number 1 in the NBA for a reason. Sure, they're dealing with injuries, but again, they are number 1 in the NBA for a very good reason. We learned a lot about why they are number 1 in the NBA today, the way they're hitting some ridiculous shots. Raptors defense looked fine. Raptors offense also looked fine. The Celtics are just a little bit better. And you get a bad day from an important player like Fred VanVleet. They have a lot of their guys sniping on all fronts. They make you pay, as I mentioned. So, it's like people are going to say, start the panic, sound the alarms, whatever. But no, you matched up really well against one of the NBA's best today. And look, you come up short. It was a very winnable game if things go your way. Probably based on the way the game went, I feel a little bit disappointed the Raptors didn't win. But, let's continue to take performances just like this. Let's continue to perform in the way that we're doing here. And I think this team, look, it's a dangerous team when it's healthy. And I think we're seeing proof of that. If we can get, everybody out of a slump, seem to be getting Scotty Barnes out of their slump. We seem to be getting the best out of Siakam, by far and away the very best. He's been like that every game this season. So if you can do that and get Fred to finally start getting some shots down, this is going to be a really, really good team. So that is all from me. Thank you for tuning in to the post-game show on the stream. Make sure you have liked the stream, liked the content, support what I do. Goes a long way to helping out the channel. And subscribe for more Raptors content just like this, hopefully in better vein in the next game against the Los Angeles Lakers.